Hello students, today I am going to start our quarterly syllabus from the chapter 6, that is our government. In this we will read these topics today, that is basic features of democracy, the structure of government of India, the legislative and executive. And the rest topics we will deal in the next class. Today up to here only. So, first of all, students, we should know that who is called government. So, government is the system or group of people with the authority to govern a country or state. Now, what does the government do? A government lays down rules and make laws. It ensures that we live according to the laws and follows rules. So, this is government. Now, what is democracy? The democracy is a system of government that allows the citizens to cast their vote and elect a government of their choice. That means we have all the citizens of India has a freedom to cast their vote and elect a government according to their choice. And India became a democratic state after its independence from the British rule in 1947. And you should know that it is the largest democratic nation in the world. So I hope democracy is clear. Now our next subtopic is basic features of democracy. Now here one by one I will explain you the points. The first point is a democratic government provides power to people to elect their government, control and it remove it from power. That means we have the opportunity to elect their government also, and if it is not working properly, we can remove it. And the second point, people elect their representatives through periodic elections and make sure that all sections of the society have a say in the functioning of the government. Means we can elect our representative through elections, and all the sections of the society have a stand in the functioning of the government. Then third point, people can voice their opinions and put forth their problems that need to be resolved through freedom of speech. If we have any problems, we can, through our freedom of speech, can resolve the problems. And number 4, there is no monopoly of power by any one person or party. Means there is no monopoly. No one can be very strong. Means no one can be that I am the head. So the next one is people are free to hold meetings, hold discussions, or to organize peaceful demonstrations. And people are free, they can hold any meeting, any discussions, and demonstrations peacefully. And next one is there is division of power in the state to prevent any one organ becoming the most powerful. And division of power is there so that they can prevent for becoming any one organ to be the most powerful. And now last one is policies and ways of the government are closely understood and analyzed by the people through media and opposition parties. And the policies and ways of the government, it should be understood and analyzed by the people through media. media and opposition parties. So this was the basic features of democracy that you should remember. Now our next subtopic is the structure of government of India. Now in this, the union government as India's central government is known. It is divided into three distinct but interrelated branches, that is legislature, executive and judiciary. So one by one I will explain you these three. So first of all we have to learn about legislature. Legislative party in India is exercised by the Parliament, a bicameral Rajya Sabha legislature consisting of the President of India, the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. So this legislative power, it is consisting of three, that is the President of India, the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. And in this, the Rajya Sabha is the upper house of parliament. This is very important. You should know that the Rajya Sabha is the upper house of the parliament and it has not more than 250 members. And members of the Rajya Sabha are not elected by the people directly but indirectly by the legislative assemblies on the various states. And every state is allotted a certain number of members. And this was about Rajya Sabha. And next is the Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha, as the name itself signifies, is the body of representatives of the people. Its members are directly elected and normally once in every 5 years by the adult population who are eligible to vote. You have studied in the previous chapter that the people who are above 18 years are eligible to vote. And the minimum qualifying age for the membership of this lower house is 25 years. They can be the member of this house. And the present members of the Lok Sabha are 545. And the number is divided between the different states and union territories. So students, this was about Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. Now our next subtopic is our Parliament. Now you can see the picture of the Parliament House. In this we will read about the functions of the legislature. Now the first function of the legislature is it enacts all laws and has power to amend laws. It can enact also and it can amend also and makes rules of government and its elected legislatures. So in this, its rules are made for the government and for its elected legislatures. Then the third function is controls all the money, budget, etc. So all the money and budget is controlled by this legislature. Now the next is executive. In this, the President of India has a specific authority with respect to the function of the legislative branch. The President is authorized to convene Parliament and must give his assent to all parliamentary bills before they become law. Before becoming the law, the President has to give and convene to the Parliament. And The Parliament is empowered to summon Parliament to meet to address either House or the both House together, and to require attendance of all of its members. And the President, it has the power to summon Parliament to both the houses and to require attendance of all its members. And the President also may send messages to either house with respect to a pending bill or any other matter. So in this, the President is the head. And now the functions of executive is, first is it approves the new laws. Whatever new laws are made, it is approved by the President. And then second, it has the power to pardon criminals. The President has only the power to pardon the criminals. And the next one is preserves and protects Constitution. And it is the duty of the President to preserve and protect the Constitution. So students, I hope you all have understood about basic features of democracy, the structure of government, and these are legislature and executive. So you read it carefully again from the book, and your classwork is basic. You have to write in your notebook, classwork notebook, the basic features of democracy. All the basic features, what is given in the book, you have to write it. Till then, thank you.